Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about the top devices that are hackable. And you probably think that you already know the answer to this because you're either shouting out your smartphone, your computer, or your tablet, or even your laptop. But truth be told, the devices I just listed are probably some of the most safe and secure devices out there. Most software and hardware manufacturers ensure that your mobile and your desktop devices are safe from hackers. And if you do get hacked on your smartphone, tablet, computer, or laptop, it's because of you clicking on something that you had no business clicking on. It's true that most of the scams and most of the hacks that occur today are through phishing scams or just people being careless when it comes to using their smart devices. So, what are devices that are hackable or the most hackable? You're going to be surprised because most of these items you own and criminals can easily get into them. Now, why would criminal concentrate on devices other than your computers and smartphones and devices? Well, same reason they would want to get into your smartphone or why they lure you in with phishing schemes. Identity theft, account access, hacking, and spying on you are the reasons why criminals want to do this. So, what are those devices? You're going to be shocked by this list of devices that are considered most hackable. Let's take a look. So, number one would be your printer. Now, why would a printer be hackable? You're probably thinking, well, I've got my printer connected to my cable to my computer or my laptop. But if you're living in the modern age, you realize that most printers are wireless and a lot of them are set up so that you can print from anywhere in the world. Your printer has its own IP or Internet Protocol address, and that means that it is part of what's called the Internet of Things, which means anything that has its own IP address and that can connect as its own networkable device is fair game. So keep in mind, if you do have a printer and it's got its own IP address that can be seen over the internet, there's not much that hackers can do with a printer other than just disrupt work, help you lose ink or toner, and just be a general nuisance if they get access to a printer. So beware. Make sure that you are protecting your printer to make sure that hackers can't get access to it and just cause havoc. So, number two, I don't know if this is hackable or not, but it's an interruption. But it's true. Virtual meeting hacking, or Zoom bombing as it used to be called, or still is the act where criminals will interrupt your virtual meeting. With us dealing with the hybrid work area after the pandemic, chances are criminals are going to try to hop into those virtual meetings to see if they can get useful information or just to be a nuisance. Heck, there used to be a whole YouTube channel of a guy who would drop into Zoom meetings or virtual meetings to just cause all bits of trouble. So, on a larger scale, it could cause issues because you could have a spy in your virtual meeting. But on a smaller scale, you just may have some goof who's trying to disrupt things. And luckily, most platforms like Zoom, Teams have, and even Google, I can't forget Google, have precautions in place to make sure that your meetings aren't being interrupted. Next on our list is your smart home. Oh my gosh. Everyone's leery of a smart home. And this is one of the areas where criminals will get access to your smart home hub. Amazon device. I can't say the magic word because I've got one right over there. Also, Google devices. Any smart home hub is highly hackable. And the reason being, for a lot of this stuff, if you are noticing the trend, and I said the key word, the Internet of Things, these things have access to the Internet. And they have cloud-based accounts that can be accessed from anyone anywhere in the world who has access to the app or browser. And with your device, meaning your Amazon device, you may not think that criminals can get access to it because it's a hardware device. It's just sitting there. It's behind your firewall, being all nice and safe and secure. But these devices have web access, which means if I get into a Google account or an Amazon account, I've got access to your smart home and I can control devices. Now, as far as getting to your smart home, obviously theft is not going to occur, not yet. But as a cyber criminal, I can get access to your home and get a general layout of how things are and rob you if I wanted to. So something to keep in mind. Another device that's internet accessible is a voice over IP phone. And at Integral, we almost have the exact same phone. I think all voice over IP phones look the same. Anyway, voice over IP phones are another thing that's accessible over the internet, whether by hardware device if your firewall is not configured correctly, or by an app. Most voice over IP services do have apps that allow you to get into the service. What can a criminal do there? Delete voicemails, cause havoc. And why am I yawning? Not that late. But anyway, that was a shocker. Anyway, criminals can get in and just wreak all sorts of havoc with a voice over IP number. No hacking, but you definitely don't want the inconvenience of a criminal tying up your phone network because you let someone into your voice over IP system. And criminals usually will disrupt stuff nowadays in order to get ransomware. So the ones that we've talked about so far, you could deal with the threat of ransomware if a criminal has access to your smart home hub, voice over IP phone, your smart home. I already said your smart home hub. Why am I repeating myself? Who knows? And other smart things like, for example, your social media account can be hacked. Although there are tons of duplicates out there, there are people that have lost access to their social media accounts because the account is hacked. Now, this one is a little bit more dangerous because if you're a business owner or have a side hustle, criminals could get access to whatever credit card information you have stored on your social media account. We had a customer who was extorted or had stolen because someone accessed their account about $6,000 because of the credit card on file. Other criminals can hold your account for ransomware, especially if it's a business account. So beware. But your social media account is going to get hacked quicker than your smartphone's going to get hacked, which leads me to your website. Websites can be hacked. In this day and age of web-based browser or site tools that most people, I shouldn't say most, a lot of people use in order to maintain their website. Examples of would be Wix, Squarespace, and Shopify. And there's a few others out there. But all that stuff stored on the web. Someone gets a hold of your credentials, your sites are gone, garbage is on them, infecting unsuspecting visitors and criminals can definitely extort you in order to give you access to your website. And that's the big key is extortion. And in some instances, depending on what information you have stored on your website, they can get access to account information. especially if you have an electronic shopping cart set up on your website. So, what can you do to make these devices as unhackable as your smartphone and your other devices? Well, number one, stop using passwords and get into the habit of using passphrases. Now, passphrases are a series of words put together to create a strong password. And let me give you an example by pulling up a website called useapassphrase.com. I can type and bring it over. Okay, let's look at useapassphrase.com. Useapassphrase.com, as it sounds, is a website that generates passphrases for you. You can choose two of the combinations of passwords, or you can choose the whole thing. But as you can see, if you chose the whole thing, how many centuries that would take for a criminal to figure that out? It's just random words. You can generate a new passphrase from this site, like have crummiest smokle, or crummiest carving, or tactical crummiest. But you get the gist with passphrases. They're safe and secure. Criminals can't figure them out, and they're easy for you to remember. So keep that in mind. Also, to keep all of these sites safe, I like leapt forward. It was crazy. Anyway, use two-factor authentication or two-step authentication. It's the process for your websites. If a criminal figures out the password, there's a second form of authentication that they will have to answer. Shows up on your cell phone in a text message, or sometimes it shows up in email. But text is better because criminals may have commandeered your email as well. And oh my gosh, I forgot to mention that. That's another hackable item. Your email can get hacked quicker than your smartphone, especially if it's web based, like your AOLs or your Gmails or Yahoos. Using weak passwords will do that, as well as not setting up two-factor authentication. And I can't believe I forgot emails, but I'm glad I was able to throw that in. But anyway, um, make sure that passphrases and two-factor authentication is the case. Third, make sure you're not using the same passwords or passphrases for all of your online accounts, because criminals, if they get one password, they're going to try your other accounts to see if they can get in. And then finally, for all of your stuff, your web-based stuff, your devices, since it's controlled by the web, change those passwords on a regular basis. Data breaches occur all the time, and you never know when you will be a victim of a data breach, because most companies, I gotta quit using that word. A lot of companies won't report when there's a breach. So make sure that you are doing your due diligence and changing those passwords regularly to your keep your accounts safe and secure. So with that said, if you got comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. Love to hear from you to see if you can think of any other devices that are highly hackable, or if you've got comments or questions as to how to protect those Internet of Things devices that can get hacked. And as always, if you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and share. And whatever platform you're watching, if you can subscribe, be sure to subscribe so that you keep track of when new videos come out. My goal, always, through these videos and just through my mere existence, is to open you all up to a world of new ideas and experiences with your tech devices. I love technology, and I've read all the manuals, and I'm serious about making technology fun, safe, and easy to use for everyone. So take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile. And thanks for watching.